It's okay, you can take the questions now, and after that we can then give another round of questions.
No, I just have a follow-up question.
Okay.
In respect of the question posed by Senator Odudu, in respect of response B, you very gladly exhibited the agreement between the parties in respect of the foreign exchange content of your money, but you are telling us to verify wherever or wherever you think we should verify it, the payment in respect of the foreign exchange content that you have with you. Can you let us have that payment document? We don't have to come to you. Can you submit that to us as evidence of such payment, since you exhibited the other one willingly?
Okay. Have you finished? Please, you can take the questions now.
Yes, the first question has to do with monies voted for payment of state shares. The federal share, there are two categories. Payment of 5% to state pension boards and payment of reimbursement to pension funds expended by state governments. If it is a 5%, yes, I can confirm that. It's in my deposition that monies have been voted since 2010 to date. And some have been applied up to the first quarter of 2010, as far as I know, until the suspension of such payments by the former head of civil service of the Federation, Mr. Stephen Orosani. That's for the 5%. Then,
have you returned the unpaid sum to the government cover?
As far as I know, I asked the same question to Dr. Shaibu at the end of 2010, and he said pension funds are normally not returned to the pool, since payment of pension is continuous. The cycle is end to end, January to December.
My vice chairman here would preside while I step out for a moment. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. This money was made available and it was released. Now, from the first quarter of 2010, you decided that you will no longer pay this sum. It is not. Why then was it not returned to the government cover? And if it was not returned, where is the money right now? And how much is the money?
Why then didn't you ask? Why didn't you did not ask the budget office to stop budgeting for the money, because you've already stopped paying and you are making provision for it in the budget?
Okay, can I, with the authority of the chairman, ask Charles Wiley to take on the?
Distinguished senators, by first quarter 2010, that was when the last payment was made. I have the documents here. I have even photocopies of the payment vouchers. No, I just made, if I make all, it will be too bulky.
Up to the first quarter 2010.
2010.
Yes.
Yes.
From that till end of 2010.
That you know that in June,
yes,
the permanent secretary, neither the pension office had any control over the finances and over the transactions and the payments of the pension office. It was a tax team that took over.
So you are saying that the control of that sum left in the account was now under the
tax team. They had the control of the sum.
Are you also saying that what was again budgeted in 2011 for that purpose
was with the tax team?
Under tax team.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
payment to pensioners as done by the tax team is different from payment to states. I think you must differentiate that. Payment to states will be a different platform than payment to individual pensioners. You are supposed to pay to states. I think that is the responsibility of the Office of the Head of Civil Law, not the tax team. Please clear that.
Yeah. Distinguished senators, when releases are made, if I give you a copy of the releases, it is the compilation of all and into one account. And when the tax team took over, they took over the accounts. When the Zenith account, they changed the signatories to whomsoever they wanted. And all the monies were transferred to the same account which the tax team is controlling till this moment. And so we don't have knowledge of even the number of accounts they are keeping, the banks and any other thing.
If I get you correctly, you are saying that all money that has to do with pension, whether pensions for individuals or refund to states or federal contributions, were handled by the tax team.
Yes.
Sorry, I think this is contrary to what Mr. Folabi told us yesterday, that the task team does not handle money. That all they do is to prepare the documents and send to his office that he approves the payments. He's here to contradict that. If that is, maybe we need to hear from him.
When the initial task team took over payments, the pension accounts of the Civil Service Pension Department was involved in making payments up to December. But when Karamot Lawal was transferred out and the pension task force was now taken over by Mr. Mena, he created a parallel department in Block D. That is what I said. And that is when management of the funds ceased. Approvals between May and December 2010 were always authorized by the head of civil service of the Federation, Mr. Stephen Orosai. And he said that yesterday.
Please, I need to ask some fundamental questions. When this money is, when pensions money is released from, I think the Accountant General's office, to whose account is it released? And who are the signatories to that account?
It is released to the Civil Service Pension Department account on a bank, to a bank where we have specified. That was before May 2010. But after the task force took over, it was still being paid to Zenith Bank, but later on, new bank accounts were opened under the directives of the head of civil service of the Federation. We don't know those banks. That is what we are saying. But money normally comes lump sum. In 2010, it was about 3.5 per month. And it's in the figures we gave under my deposition. 3.5 billion every month, an average of that, except the 15 billion that was released sometimes around August, July, August, for payment of harmonization. These funds go into Zenith Bank. That was the receiving bank when I was still accounting officer.
Afolabi, you want to further clarify this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, distinguished senators. The practice that was that I met was that the issues that had to do with payment of monthly pension was done electronically. That is, a list will be generated electronically, and all the checks and balances, the audit, the accountants, all of them will sign off also electronically. And payment to accounts of individuals were also electronic. So that was what I meant. I did not see any physical money. So what the accounts also where they maintain the accounts were as I met. I did not touch any of those things because I was not.
What happened thereafter when the task team took over?
That was what I meant. The task team was always generating the list of pensioners electronically and also be paid electronically. It was different from the conventional accounting procedure.